Yeah, now you're live.
Hello everyone, Jai Hind. I'm Major Mohammed Ali Shah, and now I'm going to be in conversation with a personality who needs no introduction at all. You all know her, many of you, and you love the way she speaks. She's one of my favorite speakers, I would say. And when she speaks, she actually manages to captivate everyone, make them visualize, and she's really amazing. I was there in Calcutta just about a month or two earlier, where the Toastmasters District 124 event was held, and she had won the best speaker over there. She is going to be whether she has already given or she's going to. That time she was a TED speaker designate, so I had the fortune and the honor of speaking to her before that, and it was some airport with her. It was a very spontaneous thing. I said, Nidhi, I'm sending you a link, and that is when two passionate people, when they sync, when they connect. So, and today I was pleasantly surprised, not surprised, I was elated. I would say that uh, after that, of course, we've been following each other, but then I got Nidhi's a very fine message today that she has qualified to the semi-finals of the World Public Speaking Championship, and she's off to Bahamas next month to participate. Then I have no doubts about the fact that she is going to win it. So let's go ahead and be in conversation with her and try to understand her journey about her speaking. Of course, that we'll come to that subsequently, but about her entering the World Public Speaking Championship semi-finals, and now what are the challenges ahead for her. Nidhi, thank you very much and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jai Hind. And this is definitely a feeling in me right now, the Jai Hind, because I am feeling so proud that I'm not just going to be representing my club, my district, my region, but I'll also be representing my country in some way or the other, because that's who I am. So I'm really, really, really elated for that one for sure. So thank you so much, sir. I think you asking me to come live again is a real honor, and I've been following you and noticing your work. I think being amongst the league that you always interview, being with those people and in the same league, it's an honor for me. Thank you so much for that.
Nidhi, very sweet of you to say that. So, Nidhi, you are an exceptional speaker. I've seen you speak at the Toastmasters District 124, and of course, I have their interview of ours, and in fact, your other videos as well, where you do a live every Thursday on Instagram in the evening at 7 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. So, tell me
7:30.
how, 7:30, sorry. So, tell me about when and how did you apply for the World Speaking Championship, and what are the rounds you had to go through, and what was it like? What was the journey like?
Thank you for asking that, because I'm going to start from the beginning, if you may allow me. Might get a
Please.
little longer. But so when I joined Toastmasters, I really didn't know too much what lies ahead. I was just operating at the club level and all, the various events that were happening at the club level. So in 2022, I came to know for the first time that, oh, there is an international speech contest that happens at the club level. I didn't know what happens beyond that. That's all. So घोड़े की तरह चलती थी मैं, बस इतना है तो बस इतना ही है. And I participated. I delivered one of my finest speeches that day. However, I was disqualified because I overshot time. Okay, so there's a time limit in Toastmasters, and if you overshoot that time, then you're disqualified. And I was disqualified. Well, I had entered that contest at the club level without no hopes, or possibly I should say no further dreams. I was like, I just want to challenge myself. Le lete hain ye challenge, and that's how I had gone ahead. And so, not that I was very shattered, but I felt bad about it. That I delivered my best performance and I lost because of that little, those some few seconds basically. So for the next 1 year, I worked on upskilling myself, attending as many meetings as I could at Toastmasters. And then after a year in 2023, March, it was declared that we have the club level ISC contest again. I was very happy. I was like, okay, this is what I was waiting for, and this is what I need to do. I then very soon I realized that the date on which it was planned for our club, it was postponed by a week. And I was devastated again because I was not supposed to be in town that day. I was traveling for work, and more so, I would have been in my training session. So I would be delivering a training. As I was like, okay, ab to nahi kar sakti. This is done. Again, this year gone. So, but I think things had to happen. uh, a contest that was planned offline was made to be hybrid so that I could attend. And I wouldn't, and I have to give it to my club members, the EC, certain people specifically, who ensured that it happened in a hybrid manner so that I could participate after my training got over. So that first step, if I hadn't gotten support at that end, I wouldn't have moved further. So I participated. I still remember it was 25th of March, and I was receiving missed calls from my leadership of my club, and they're like, "Nidhi, you need to participate." I was like, "I cannot participate." They said, "We are filling up your form. You're participating in the evening. Just dig into your old speech." Thankfully, I had my laptop. I had my old speech written because I have a habit of writing everything. So I dug into my old speech. I worked on that during my lunch break. I memorized it, and in the
Do
evening
you
I
actually
delivered.
memorize a speech? Do you actually memorize a speech? Because
Yeah.
लगता नहीं है ऐसा. When you give a talk, लगता है कि you are speaking spontaneously, impromptu from your heart. लगता नहीं है कि you
I'm
memorize.
speaking from my heart, but after memorizing that, I know what needs to come.
Or
So
you memorize the
something what I
point.
always,
Or you memorize
sorry.
the point. मैं इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ because I want to learn myself. Because I don't write my thing. I don't write speeches. मैं समझ लेता हूँ. अच्छा ये बोलना है. और कई बार तो ऐसा होता है. I don't know what I'm going to be speaking on. A lot of people ask me what I'm going to be speaking on. I say I don't know. Like for example, Toastmaster itself. तो मैं मालूम नहीं था कि मैं क्या. Until I climbed the stage and the steps and I looked in the audience, मैं तब मैं सोचता हूँ अच्छा तब मेरा दिमाग चलता है. अच्छा ये बोलना है यहाँ पे. And so and everyone has a different way of doing it, right? A different style.
So
So
you're
मेरा
a
ये
pro.
method है.
It's okay. You're a pro there. So you know how to manage it last moment.
No, no, no,
But
no, don't do that.
I am like I need to write it down, and my speeches are not like I write it and then I'll plan it in my head. I plan it in my head and then I write it the same way. So it is the other way around. It's right here, and possibly that's why they come out as stories, because they are right here first. The stories in my head, and then I write the exact dialogues. What's going on here? So yeah, so that's what I did, and yeah, the rest is history now for me. And it's been magical because I won that day. And in fact, I remember I had delivered my speech and then I logged out because my net wasn't working too well. So I logged out. And within the next couple of, I think within minutes or hours, 1 hour, I started receiving messages, congratulations. I was like, what happened? For what? Kid, you won. I was like, yeah, did I? So it was like a surprise. I didn't even realize what I had done, and I didn't even know I would, because I was the only one doing it offline, online, because everybody was offline, and the impact offline is definitely better and greater than when you're doing it online. But God has His own way, and moved up to the area level. Still wasn't very clear. I'm going to be very honest. I was still ambitionless. I was like, "Agla step hai, koi baat nahi." I was only looking at that next step. I didn't even know what lied ahead of me. And thankfully, my mentor kept mentoring me, and he would tell me, "Nidhi, तुम्हें क्या focus करना है?" And I swear he handled my tantrums, because मैं इतनी rigid हो जाती थी कभी कभी कि मुझे नहीं करना है, मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आ रहा है. I don't want to do it this way. I want to do it a particular way. So hats off to him how he managed it. Area hua, division hua. Now the best part is when division happened. So division level happened. I give my best. That's all. Okay, that's how I've always approached till now. I just want to give my best, and I came first there. अगर सेकंड भी आती तो शायद मैं रिएक्ट नहीं करती, लेकिन रिएक्ट मैंने तब किया. एंड आई रियलाइज, wow, this was big, because when I realized that division, only the winner goes ahead. And that was a close shave, Nidhi, because what if you came second? You would have never made it. That's when I realized that this is huge. And this is something, you need to take it seriously. So my seriousness actually set in when I realized that I've gone to the district level, and I need to this is going to be the stage. And all of these had happened offline, online till now. And now I had the opportunity of presenting on stage. And I could even do it hybrid, but I decided, along with 11 members of my club, we flew down to Kolkata, and I presented my speech on stage. Yes, it was nerving, but I again decided I don't want to listen to anybody else's speech. I just want to concentrate on my speech. I took a lot of feedback from some senior Toastmasters who have been there, who have seen what works, shared my speech with them, presented in front of them, took feedback, immediately implemented it. So whatever was working with me, and yeah, very very nervous I was. But all I knew when I got up to go to the stage was, I have 7 minutes. I need to own those 7 minutes. Nobody, nothing exists. It's just me, and I want to make sure that the people who are in front of me, they need to enjoy what I'm doing there. So I think I let loose of everything. I was no inhibitions, nothing. If I had to cry, I was crying. If I was slapping myself, I was slapping myself. So I was just enjoying my time there, and I was happy what I did, irrespective of what came up later, which was a very very pleasant surprise. But I was happy just when I finished my speech there. So yeah, that's been my journey. I just kept enjoying every step that I took on this path. And
Wow, that's so amazing. That we will come to your challenges ahead, which what lie ahead, वो अलग बात है. But tell me one thing, I saw a very nice comment on YouTube of this boy who wrote to you, ma'am, you were my teacher at Shiv Nadar School where you were teaching me there. And so tell me, being a teacher, being an academician, being an educationalist, does it also help in public speaking, or is it because you were already public speaker, it helped you in teaching?
um, this is I want to let you know a little bit about this aspect of my life. So I did not study to be a into academics or be a teacher or anything. So I studied during college. I studied to be in the textile industry. So I'm basically professionally, by profession. Initially, I've been a textile professional, textile industry professional. So 15 साल मैंने वहाँ काम किया. Um, I didn't know
That
what I
that,
wanted to
that,
do.
that explains the dressing sense. Yeah.
Thank you. So I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I was just moving in life ambitionless, and I have to be very honest about it. Um, I was doing pretty well, but I didn't want to be there because I wasn't happy.
Hmm.
आगे क्या करना है मुझे पता नहीं. So teaching seemed to be the easiest option. My parents suggested कर लो. मैंने कहा चलो, करना तो पता तो है नहीं करना क्या है, तो ये भी कर लेते हैं. Because but I was never fond of kids, so that was a challenge. But I surprised myself from day one that I entered into that education industry, the sector, and I realized it was magical. This is where I want to be. It was giving me so much of happiness. Possibly, if I had done it when I was 21, it wouldn't have helped me. But when I did it at a particular stage in life later, I think that was the best time that it had to happen. So me as a teacher, during those little 3 years that I was fun. I would let children be. I was a disciplinarian for sure. I was strict, but when they need to be, I would get down to their level to understand them. So मैं उनके साथ बहुत मजा करती थी. तो I don't know, maybe that connected with them, and even all the learnings, the teaching, the knowledge transfer would happen. I would try to be them and have fun with them so that they understand what they're doing. So शायद वो कहीं पे connect करा, and they still come back to me, and when they share messages like this, it's like job well done. It feels good. It feels like fuel that कुछ तो सही हो रहा है.
इससे
And
बढ़कर अवार्ड कुछ नहीं है. There's no bigger award than that.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. So it wasn't coming back to the question. मैंने बहुत बात घुमा दी, sorry.
नहीं नहीं.
Coming back to the question about public speaking, um, I was never shy. So even in school, college, I wanted to be. I loved acting. I never could become an actor, so I use that acting part in my sessions. When I was an educator, now when I'm a trainer or a coach, I use that aspect. I use that animated aspect of me सो अभी मेरे हाथ दिख नहीं रहे हैं लेकिन मेरे हाथ बात करते हुए भी ऐसे चलते हैं.
ये
So,
हाथ मुझे दे दे ठाकुर.
किसी को नहीं देने वाली मैं, इसके बिना मेरा बात नहीं होता है. So having said that, I was never shy to be on stage. Yes, I used to be very how do I say, I would think a lot, लोग क्या सोचेंगे, मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ, मैं कैसी दिख रही हूँ. But then with time, when I joined Toastmasters, I realized that I need to let go. uh, I thought I am good when I joined Toastmasters, but in the during the journey, I realized there is so much to learn. So eventually, I entered it like an empty cup with an open mind. Ki, give it to me. So I got so much from it that I can give my life for it. I love this platform today to a huge extent, because it's given me a lot professionally. It's groomed my skills professionally. So maybe what you see today is not a product of a night overnight. It's been a journey that I have taken to come this far, and there's a lot more that is still ahead. There's so much to learn.
Right.
So
As they say, Rome wasn't built in a single day. And as William Shakespeare also said once, he wrote in this poem, Seven Stages of a Man. All the world is stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exists and their entrances. And one man's life plays many parts. At first, the infant building and puking in others' arms. And then the whining schoolboy with a satchel and shining morning face, unwillingly to school. The seven stages he's described, where he's mentioned the entire world is a stage. We all are actors. So you are saying that actor streak in you couldn't become one. I would say you are an actor. Yeah, speaker is actor or the actor. All speakers. I feel that's my belief. They अगर आप actor हो, that really helps. You can always explain. You can show a story. But many actors, in fact, I know they're not good speakers. Many actors, friend of mine, they tell me that नहीं हम बोल नहीं पाएंगे spontaneously. हमको script दो, हमको याद करना पड़ेगा, हमारा रटना पड़ेगा. Every comma, every full stop, every exclamation mark, every question mark, every inverted commas, and then we can deliver. Okay, and that's something I couldn't relate to at all. And Nidhi, it's amazing. So tell me the challenges ahead of you now. अभी क्या challenge अगर आपको लगता है, if you think of any challenge आगे after reaching the semi-finals, so what is that you feel कि अब ये challenge हो सकता है आगे?
it's a bigger stage. The magnitude is it's it's humongous. It's like it's volcanic now. Everything it's happening so quick. So the challenge, definitely, first challenge is speech. I need to write a speech. That is definitely the first challenge, because something that I've understood is that present a topic that you feel about, but also that needs to interest the audience in front of you. And this is an international platform now. This is not my people, my culture. It's a culture where people are coming from different walks of life. So there has to be a very globalized aspect to the speech, what I present, and connecting to everybody who will be sitting in that room listening to me. So that is the biggest challenge, to get it to that neutral global platform where I can connect to everybody. Nobody feels, oh, what is she talking about? Right? So I have to be very careful about that aspect. And yes, I think if I can master this, the rest of it, I'm very, very sure I'll be able to do that. This is
I
my
know what
biggest,
you
biggest.
I know what you mean. I can relate to that. जब मैं अपनी पहली स्पीच दी थी outside the country and I said कि it's a global platform again. I would be speaking on behalf. तो मैंने मांझी की story बताई थी मैंने उनको कि this is what had happened in our country and about the mountain man Manji who dug
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
a cave who dug a tunnel through a mountain to get water.
Yeah,
Yeah. So superb, Nidhi, and thank you so much. I had promised you I will only take 10 minutes. I have taken almost double of that now, and in
that's
fact,
perfectly fine.
thank you so much. So I didn't keep up to that time limit. जो आपने कहा था टाइम लिमिट की वजह से आप डिस्क्वालीफाई हो गए मैंने भी नहीं रखा यार आई फील सो बैड
यहाँ पर
अबाउट
कोई टाइम नहीं था.
but tell me one thing I'm just curious to know how much did you overshoot your time limit by in that speech of yours where you got disqualified.
We were never told about, we are never in the contest, you're not told about what was exactly your time, but if you have gone over time, then of course they just tell you that yes, you did overshoot. We do have timers in Toastmasters. If anybody who's hearing, listening to us, they know. They show you cards. They show you timer cards. So that you're aware where you are heading. But
Right.
possibly my story wasn't over, so I was just went on and on and on. But I think I'm very very glad that happened. Two things. I believe that that wasn't my time. I wasn't ready by then. And secondly, it gave me an option, a chance to upskill myself, work on myself more, so that I come back better prepared. So I think that's what I tell everybody. It's okay to fail. It's fine. Just even today, everybody says जीतने के लिए उतरो. मैं अभी भी कहती हूँ कि अपने आप से बेहतर बनने के लिए उतरो. जीत जाओगे. Just be a better who you were yesterday. Just be better than that. Work on yourself. That's what I strongly believe in.
Very fine. Before we sign out, I feel like sharing something. कहते हैं फौजी आदमी बिल्कुल वक्त पे पाबंद होता है by the dot. And I'll give you a small anecdote. In the year 2003, I was in J&K. I was doing counterinsurgency operation, and we were catching the terrorists, and we were trying to fire on them. तो हमने एक ऑपरेशन लॉन्च किया था. I was a young lieutenant at that time, and I was the second in command of the platoon. तो जो commander थे, who was leading the platoon, was the captain साहब. So Captain Saab, we had cordoned a village and the outer cordon and the inner cordon जो घर था उसको cordon कर दिया. Captain Saab said, "I'm going inside अकेले, मेरे पीछे कोई नहीं आएगा." He's like, "नहीं sir, take one boy along with you." He said, "No, I'll go all alone." So he went all alone inside, and we were all scared कि भाई रात को क्या होगा? Like not for us, but for him. वो अकेले जा रहे हैं अंदर. And when he entered the hut, all we could hear was a gunfire, machine gun fire. Indiscriminate fire going on, and फौज में orders अपने senior के आप मानते हैं to the T. So we were like, क्या हो क्या रहा है अंदर? And just when I was being the second in command, I was getting ready to go enter the hut. कि भाई मैं देख के आऊँ. I advanced, I crawled towards the hut, and just then the door of the hut opened. The bulb was a bulb, not the CFL, the old bulb जो लटकता है like lantern type. तो वहाँ से रोशनी आई, and we saw Captain Saab coming out and passing on the Motorola said, "I've neutralized the terrorists. It's all clear now." And then we went back in a gypsy. Captain Saab drove, and I was sitting there. And हमने शाम को he was having his drink, and I am a teetotaler. I was having my thumbs up, and he told me, Ali, when I entered the hut, I'll tell you what I saw. I came face to face with a terrorist, tall foreign terrorist, tall guy, huge, over 6 feet 4 inches tall, and I was looking at him face to face, eye to eye. There's only a 1 meter distance and 1 meter difference between us. अब ये सवाल था भाई, who will pull the trigger first? Who will fire first? Whoever fires first will live to tell the tale. And it just so happened, we both fired. His fire missed me, and my fire hit him. And that's how I am here. And then I neutralized the entire house. वो देखा. That's how, and that is when I realized the importance of a millisecond. मैं कहा हाँ सर आप सही कह रहे हैं बिल्कुल. And that is when I realized हाँ ये millisecond. It wasn't a second of a lifetime. It was the second. It wasn't $1 million second. It was a second of a lifetime. A fraction of a second. आप सोचो उसमें एक आदमी की जान गई और एक आदमी की जान बच गई. तो मैं समझा हाँ यार ये होती है वक्त की पाबंदी. और 26 जनवरी में हम देखते हैं led the Assam Rifles contingent for the Republic Day Parade 2008. So we see the aircraft formation, no, diamond formation, sphere formation, different formations they go. And imagine अगर a fraction of a second if mismatch हो जाता है coordination, synchronization, okay, भाई it would be a disaster, God forbid, in mid-air. तो ये बात मैं समझी कि भाई हाँ यार ये.
No, it really. Yeah, that's so important. That little, I think मानने की बात है that microsecond can do wonders.
Yes.
It changes lives.
It was truly an honor being in conversation with you once again, and I don't feel letting you go. But then I know you are busy. आपके sessions चल रहे हैं, and despite that, you have taken out time on my request. आपने मेरी बात रखी. शुक्रिया बहुत बहुत, and thank you once again.
It's my honor. Thank you so much. It's been an honor.
I have no doubts. You're going to win it. You're going to make India proud, and you're going to come back victorious from Bahamas.
Thank you so much. This is the the wishes and the love and the support that I'm receiving since yesterday, since last night. I think I'm thriving on that, and that's going to be my biggest support. This is what has my back. People who believe more in me than I do.
Come on.
Well,
Take care.
so, thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Bye. Ending the live. Just going off air.